You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 289.1, the Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, your daily audio sports section.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
You look at what's going on with the Pacers throughout the regular season and now throughout the postseason, you get it. You get why they are the team they are. And it starts with the head of the snake. We know that. And that's what Hallie. You can gravitate and bring energy and love and would run through a wall for certain guys. And he's a guy that you would do that for just because of how he plays the game.
That, of course, was the great LeBron James on what he saw in Tyrese Halliburton during the Olympics last summer, speaking with Steve Nash on the Mind the Game podcast. We are still a day away from Game 2 of the NBA Finals in Oklahoma City, with the Pacers having a chance to go up 2-0 on the Thunder and take complete control of the series in search of the franchise's first World Championship. Game 2 is Sunday at 8. Game 1, of course, was won by your Indiana Pacers in dramatic fashion again, 111-110. We'll have more sound and details and more of a preview of Game 2 on Sunday's Scoreboard show. Plus, we'll have so much Pacers content in the next couple of weeks that you'd get sick of it if that was possible. In the meantime, here are some stats that the Associated Press and Yahoo Sports put together about the Pacers' 2025 playoff run and Tyrese Halliburton. The Halliburton-led 15-point comeback Thursday gave the Pacers their fifth comeback of 15 points or more in these playoffs, the same as every other team combined. In fact, the 5 wins in such circumstances is the single-season NBA playoff record. The Pacers have won 3 of the 7 largest comebacks in the playoffs since 1996 and have won 3 games in which they had less than a 0.25% chance of winning, according to Impredictable.com, at some point in the game. The odds of them winning the 4 historic comebacks the way they did is somewhere in the range of 17 billion to 1. Simulations of the games were run 17 billion times, and it never happened again. The Pacers are now 7-2 on the road in the playoffs. They are 8-1 in clutch playoff games. The best record in NBA history in clutch playoff games had been the Jordan-led 1998 Bulls and the Tim Duncan 2007 Spurs. Both were 9-2 in clutch games. Tyrese Halliburton has just 2 turnovers in 33 clutch minutes in these playoffs. He's 13 of 15 this season on shots to tie or take a lead in the final 90 seconds of games. It's 87%, people. And he's 6 for 7 on shots to tie or take the lead in the final 90 seconds of games in the 2025 playoffs. That's a total of 19 for 22. Also 87% in clutch moments. Simply amazing. One more fact, the Thunder are still significant favorites to win the championship at better than 3-1 odds. The Pacers have their best odds of winning a championship in franchise history at plus 265. The Indiana All-Stars improved to 105-46 all-time against Kentucky with a 98-89 win Friday in Lexington. Greenfield Central's Mr. Basketball Braylon Mullins led all scorers with 24 points on 10 of 18 shooting. He also had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. State champions Trey Singleton and Michael Cooper of Jeffersonville combined for 35 points, Cooper going for 21 and Singleton 14. Fisher's Justin Kirby finished with 9 points and 4 rebounds. Lawrence North's Xavier Robinson finished with 8 points, and Attic's Desmond Briscoe with 6. Indiana's girls suffered an 84-73 loss Miss Basketball Maya Makaluski led Indiana with 18 points, and Alexandria's Jacqueline Hosier, on the eve of her team's softball semi-state, scored 3 points on her only field goal attempt in 10 minutes in the loss. Noblesville's Meredith Tipner and Pendleton's Casey Warfel did not play. Indiana still leads the all-time series 55-41. The Hoosier State and the Bluegrass State will meet again on Saturday at 5 o'clock at the Fieldhouse in beautiful downtown Indianapolis. Lawrence North won its 5th boys track and field state championship, its first since 2003, by beating Bloomington North by 2 points Friday at North Central High School in beautiful downtown Indianapolis. Merrillville was 3rd. We didn't have any local state champions, but we did have 3 of the top 4 finishers in the long jump, with Mount Vernon's Sebastian Sprague 2nd, Yorktown's Ephraim Doherty 3rd, and Kokomo Jeremiah Young was 4th. All 3 were within 23 feet 4.5 inches and 23 feet 6.5 inches. And they were all within 4 inches of Merrillville Jalen Ramsey's championship leap of 23 feet 8.5 inches. Greenwood's Will Riley is the fastest runner in Indiana. He won the 100-meter dash in 10.4 flat after finishing 2nd in the 100 last year. He beat Lawrence North's Jerome Smith and Demario Moore by 0.04 and 0.1 of a second, respectively. Carmel's Isaac Nelson was 4th in 10.51. Mount Vernon's Sebastian Sprague was 6th in 10.67, and Wabash's Colson Kugler was 9th in 10.87. North Central's Antonio Smith won the 200 meters. Eli Wasson of New Powell was 5th, and Kugler was 7th. Yorktown's Daniel Davis finished 8th. We'll have full results from Friday state finals for you on the boys track and field state finals scoreboard show late Saturday or early Sunday. The girls track and field state finals are scheduled for 3 o'clock Saturday, with the finals beginning at 6:30 at North Central High School. Carmel and Hamilton Southeastern are the favorites. We previewed the meet and released that earlier Saturday morning. That's podcast number 288.3. Eastbrook shot at .319 and won its 3rd boys golf sectional championship in program history Friday at Timber Ridge in the Norwell sectional. The Panthers also won the sectional championship last year. Lufton and Norwell also advanced as teams. Oak Hill was 5th, Mississinawa 6th, Madison Grant 10th, Blackford 11th, and Marion finished 12th. Eastbrook freshman Landon Trop won the sectional championship in a playoff over Oak Hill's Trent Nelson. Eastbrook's Aaron Folda was a shot behind the pair with a 75. Nelson was the top advancer from a non-advancing team. Eastbrook, Bluffton, Norwell, and Nelson advanced to the Muncie Central Regional at TPC. Logansport won its 26th sectional championship in program history, but its first in 6 years, by shooting a .298 Friday at Dykeman Golf Club in Logansport. The Berries beat Twin Lakes by a single stroke. Pioneer was 3rd. Rochester finished 4th and had the highest ranking golfer from a non-advancing team to the Lake Central Regional at Sandy Pines as an individual. Twin Lakes' Leo Dellinger is the sectional championship, shooting a 69, 2 shots better than Logansport's Graham Taylor. Cathedral easily won the Cathedral sectional at Maple Creek in Indianapolis Friday, with Heritage Christian 2nd and North Central 3rd. The Irish had the top 2 individuals in John and Luke Lehman. Leo won the East Nobles sectional at Noble Hawk, 3 strokes ahead of Carroll. Carroll's Griffin Shield is the sectional champion. Homestead beat Dwinger by 24 strokes to win the Canterbury sectional at Chestnut Hills. Dwinger's Alex Holder beat Homestead's Caden Baker in a playoff to win the sectional title. Warsaw won the Northridge sectional at Meadow Valley. Northridge and Fairfield also advanced as teams. Westview Silas Herrera went 7 under, and Luke Herrera 1 under for the meet's top 2 scores. Defending state champion Braden Miller of Fairfield finished 4th in the sectional with a 75. He will, of course, advance to the regional with his team. Batesville is the Greensburg sectional champion by a stroke over Columbus North. North's Brady Schneider won the individual title. Host Valparaiso won its sectional by 11 strokes over Boone Grove. Chesterton's Jake Bobin was the individual champion by 4 strokes by going 3 over par, 73. Gibson Southern won the sectional at Vincennes, and Gibson Southern's Peyton Blackford won the individual title. The rest of the sectionals are Monday, and we will have all the results for you Monday evening on the Boys Golf Sectional Scoreboard Show. 4th-ranked Westfield is in the girls' tennis team state Final Four for the first time in program history after sweeping number 12 Chittard in Friday's state quarterfinals at North Central High School in beautiful downtown Indianapolis. Man, it's all happening there. The Shamrocks won all 5 matches in straight sets. Alexandra Guerrillo won 6-1, 6-1 over Kathy Backman to improve to 27-0 on the season. The Rocks will face 2-1 and 3rd-ranked Jasper in Saturday's state semi-state at 10 a.m. back at North Central. The Wildcats beat number 17 Center Grove 5-0 on Friday. The other semifinals were won by number 1 Brebeuf 4-1 over number 21 Providence. And number 11 Munster beat number 15 Penn in a thriller. It came down to Berlin Compton at number 3 singles. She dropped the first set to Penn's Samantha Pichalko before rallying to win the final 2 sets 6-1 and 6-3 to give the Mustangs a 3-2 victory over the Kingsmen. So again, on Saturday morning in the semifinals, it'll be 21-1 Jasper against 22-1 Westfield, and number 1 Brebeuf 23-0 against 26-2 Munster. The championship match will be played at 2 o'clock on Saturday at, you guessed it, North Central. Mount Vernon's Caroline Allen will play in Saturday's individual regional finals. Any guesses where it's being played? North Central. Against Franklin's Natsuki Moore. And Tipton freshman Kendall Coe will battle Lakeland's Emma Danilova in her first regional appearance. Mount Vernon senior duo of Kylie Brandis and Carmen Lugo will play against Franklin seniors Malia Murphy and Catherine Pinnock in the doubles regional. In other tennis news, Julia Salke and Reagan Princell of Eastern were named All District 3 on Friday, along with Kendall Coe of Tipton and Reagan Heflin of Kokomo. Alexandria, Mississinewa Western, Greenfield Central, New Palestine, Rossville, and Southwood are local teams in softball semi-states on Saturday. For all the matchups and previews, find our softball semi-state championship that we released on Saturday. That's podcast number 288.4. One of the 2 biggest games for the Central Indiana Sports Report is at Kokomo, where 20-1 and second-ranked Alexandria faces 19-7 and third-ranked Andrean at 11 in the 2A North semi-state. The Tigers are playing for their first semi-state championship ever after defending semi-state champion Lapel 18-3 for the program's first regional title ever on Tuesday. The winner will be the heavy favorite in the championship game at 7 against last year's Class A state champion Rossville or Central Noble. Rossville is ranked 10th and won its first semi-state championship ever last year. Mississinewa and Western go head-to-head in the Twin Lakes semi-state in Class 3A. Mississinewa is 21-4. The Panthers are 27-3, ranked 3rd, and are the defending state champions. That game is scheduled for 1 o'clock. Whoever wins that one will play either 15-12 Hanover Central or 19-5 Columbia City in the 7 o'clock championship game at Twin Lakes. In the 4A South Semi-State at Center Grove, it's 19-7 Greenfield Central against number 7 Floyd Central at 11. If the Cougars advance to the championship, it'll be against either number 2 Center Grove, which has a record 7 state championships, or 23-6 Terre Haute North at 7 at Center Grove. Southwood is our lone local Class A team in a semi-state. The Knights are in the North Semi-State at Frontier and will face number 9 South Central in their first ever semi-state appearance. Southwood won their first regional ever by forfeit after Cambridge City had a player suffer injuries in a car accident. Southwood would have won that regional anyway. If the Knights can get past South Central, they will face either number 1 Riverton Park or number 4 North Newton at 7 o'clock in the championship game at Frontier. The local teams in Saturday single game baseball regionals, number 11 Westfield versus Harrison at 3 o'clock at Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, and 15-14 Greenfield Central against 18-9 North Central in Class 4A. In Class 3A, it's number 8 Western against defending regional champion Delta. Number 3 New Pal goes against Cascade at Mooresville. And Garin Catholic takes on 15-time regional champion Cathedral at Jasper. In Class 2A, it's a pair of local teams going head-to-head when number 1 Lapel takes on 18-8 Wapahani. Number 2 Central Catholic is at 19-9 Oak Hill, and University is looking for its 4th regional championship when it takes on Greencastle at Mitchell. Shenandoah looks for its first regional championship since 1987 against Triton Central at Madison. And in Class A, number 4 Clinton Prairie faces number 11 Riverton Park in Lafayette. 14-16 Northfield and number 12 Union City will go head-to-head at Kokomo's Municipal Stadium. And upstart Anderson Prep takes on number 9 Lutheran at Mooresville. If you want more, we got more. We previewed the entire state's regionals in a podcast that we released on Saturday. Go to YouTube, Amazon, Apple, SoundCloud, or Spotify to find that one.
Now Dreisaitl. Back out for a shot by Ekholm, missed the net. Ahead for Marchand. Moving in on Skinner. Marchand is in. He scores! Marchand wins game 2 for the Panthers in double overtime. The Florida Panthers even the series at 1 game apiece. 8 minutes, 5 seconds into overtime, number 2.
That was the great Kenny Albert on the call for TNT, calling the reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers 5-4 double overtime win over the Edmonton Oilers to even the finals at 1 game apiece on Friday night. The series now moves to Miami for games 3 and 4 Monday and Thursday. Face-off for Monday is at 8 o'clock, and the game can be seen on TNT. Katie Ledecky and Kate Douglas both won their 2nd national championships of the week at the USA National Championships at the IU Natatorium in beautiful downtown Indianapolis. Rex Maurer broke a meet record in the 400 free in 3:43.33, and 47-year-old Gabby Rose made the final of the 100 breaststroke. That gives you some hope, producer Susie. The meet concludes on Saturday. I don't think she heard me or I'd be in trouble. The champion from each event advances to the World Championships in July and August in Singapore. It's game 2 of the Commissioner Cup for the Indiana Fever Saturday at 8 in Chicago against Angel Reese and the hated Chicago Sky. The Fever won their Commissioner Cup opener. By the way, the Commissioner Cup is an in-season tournament played during the NBA Finals. They beat Washington 85-76 on Tuesday. Rumors are percolating that Caitlin Clark may play in Saturday's games after missing the last 4 games with a thigh injury. The Fever are 3-4 and 7th in the WNBA standings. In pursuit of his 3rd straight major title, Jannik Sinner beat 24-time major champion Novak Djokovic 6-4, 7-5, 7-6, 7-3 Friday to set up a French Open championship against reigning French Open champion Carlos Alcaraz. Alcaraz beat Lorenzo Musetti in 4 sets after dropping the opening set. At 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, American Coco Gauff took on Aryna Sabalenka in a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Gauff has 1 career Grand Slam title. That was at last summer's U.S. Open. The Texas Longhorns won the winner-take-all Game 3 of the College World Series, beating rival Texas Tech 10-4 Friday in Oklahoma City for the Longhorns' first national championship. Texas teed off on Texas Tech superstar pitcher Najari Kennedy for 5 runs on 5 hits in the first inning. She finished the season 34-7, and even with the 5 runs in 1 inning, finished the season with a 1.11 ERA. Mia Scott and Leanne Goody both homered in the first inning and combined for 7 RBIs in the game. In the college baseball best 2 out of 3 super regionals, which got underway Friday with 4 games that are in the Friday, Saturday, Sunday format. Number 5 Carolina beat Arizona 18-2. Louisville topped Miami 8-1 behind Jake Monroe's 2 home runs. Number 8 Oregon State got a 5-4 walk-off Game 1 win over number 9 Florida State, overcoming a 4-1 deficit. And number 13 Coastal Carolina won at Auburn in a 10-inning thriller 7-6. Game 2 of the best of the 3 series are on Saturday for those 4 series. All 3 games are played in one location, but the visitors will be the home team in Game 2 of each series. The other 4 series open Saturday and are in a Saturday, Sunday, Monday format. Cinderella Murray State is at Duke. Cinderella UTSA is at UCLA. West Virginia is at number 6 LSU. And in what has to be the best series of all, number 14 Tennessee at number 3 Arkansas. It's going to be a good one. You should probably watch it. It's at 5 o'clock, and all the games are on ESPN. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for listening. Always appreciate it. Please consider helping us out by telling your friends and family about the Central Indiana Sports Report. Just hit the share button and send it to everybody that you know and love, or even people you don't like, strangers on the street, whatever. Just let them know. Hey, there's this really cool podcast. It's called the Central Indiana Sports Report. They do all this cool stuff with high schools, and they have all this really cool coverage of the Pacers about to win an NBA championship, maybe. And this daily show called the Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, where you get everything that you need in one podcast. Please go subscribe to our YouTube page, and again, tell a friend. We humbly thank you in advance. I got a little off track there, producer Susie. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.